to know who number one is? Come with me. The collectors know. To find, you must seek.
Where am I?
In the village. Portmeirion, North Wales. The prisoner collector's mecca. There's even a shop.
What do you want?
Information. We want information. Information about the prisoner. Information. 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 Information.
I've always been a fan of Portmeirion ever since I first saw it, and of the prisoner since I first saw that. It appeals to people who try to be an individual.
I am not a number. I am a person.
6 of one, half a dozen of another. In 1982, I approached Portmeirion and asked them if they'd be willing to let me have a shop here. And they let me have the actual building that was the prisoner's house in the series. So it's very appropriate that the prisoner shop for the last 10 years now has been in number 60's house.
Who are the people who come to your shop and what do they buy? Information. We want information.
Portmeirion gets about 250,000 visitors a year, and they might want to buy some of the items, which range from 40p badges up through videos to the big white balloons called Rover. As well as being the star of the show, Patrick McGowan was the executive producer, and he was always on the lookout for any interesting gadgets that would make the prisoner look a bit different. For example, the lava lamp, an example of which we have here. Really, that was really the birth of the Rover balloon. You see a few blobs to start with before it becomes the big white sphere in the series. And another example is this bandit box here. This is in the episode called The General, and it's used as security clearance, where a disc is placed in to allow a certain person into the relevant building.
Get various props from programs like The Avengers and The Saint, Man in a Suitcase. Props like that have survived. But when it comes to props from the Prisoner series, it's very hard to find them.
Why are they hard to find? Who has taken them? I want information.
The MGM studios in Boreham Wood were associated with MGM America. So when they closed in 1970, a lot of the props got lost or were just basically vanished. I've found that if you obtain items more from the crew, you can get them at a reasonable price. The original set designs that I've got for the program, I paid about £200 for the complete set. The trolley I paid about £70 for. There are various other items which you can get hold of, but you can go to comic marts and get original copies of the TV Times from the year that the series was actually being broadcast. And those can fetch anything up to about sort of £15 a piece. An original press book for the programme, I paid about £50 for one, which is just an A4 sheet folded.
I believe that one of these badges actually came up on a stall, and someone bought it for £5, which was quite a lot of money then. I think probably they'd be worth quite a lot more now. But it's not the money, I think it's more the sentimental value that counts.
One of the props in my collection is a copy of the original Tally-Ho newspaper that was used on the programme. It's only seen on screen for about a second and a half, but the leading article is written in the full prisoner style, even though you can't actually read it on screen. I think it really illustrates the type of depth that they were trying to put into this programme.
I've got one of the original prisoner mini-mopes, which is usually parked outside the shop. That was the village taxi in the series.
And what about the original merchandise? Is that all you have?
In 1967-68, the only item of merchandise made prisoner-related was the little Dinky Toys mini-moke, which cost about 7 shillings and 6pence in those days. But that's now a very collectible item. People will pay up to, well, several hundred, perhaps even £1,000 if they're that desperate for one. There's now a special prisoner series, Super 7, which has a Patrick McGowan signature on the dashboard. And if you've got lots of money, you can buy one of those for about £17,000.
That's a lot of money. Why so much?
A lot of the other series around the same time, like the Avengers and the Saint, they had just basically one level of a plot, at the end of which hopefully Emma Peel and John Steed would sort of beat the baddie they were up against that week. But the Prisoner series has got a lot more underneath that. There's a much stronger meaning to the program.
I will not be pushed, filed, stamped, indexed, briefed, debriefed, or numbered.
In the final episode, Fallout, the prisoner, number 6, comes face to face with number 1.
So, who am I? Not everyone understood. They were confused.
We couldn't understand any of it. It was all a mystery. And nobody seemed to know anything about it. Even the photographers, I don't think. In actual fact, I don't think Patrick Lagoon knew what he was doing sometimes.
The collectors understand.
Number 6 and number 1 are one and the same person. Number 6 is a prisoner of his own mind. That was really the message from the final episode, that people are prisoners of themselves.
You can see the next episode of The Prisoner at 11 p.m. on